Hello dreamers and achievers, welcome back to the channel. This is Priska Schedule and I'm super glad to have you here. And today's video is about another IELTS module, that is listening module. So before getting started, I want to discuss a thing. I want to tell you something that in my last video, somebody commented that since I wrote that these are the tips and tricks I'm going to share, somebody commented that isn't these basics? And I was like, of course these are basics, but basics done right can feel like magic, you know. And about the tricks are usually using that basics into a smart time-saving ways. So if you master the foundation, rest feels like a breeze. So this is what I think, because when somebody starts practicing for IELTS or start preparing for IELTS to give an IELTS exam, they don't know anything. They need to get to the basics and use that basics as tricks to master the IELTS. Because when I started practicing for IELTS and starting preparing for IELTS, I did not know anything except that this is a language test and it has 4 modules and I have to get into the basics, and I use those basics as a tips and tricks to master my IELTS exam. IELTS is not an exam that we usually give every year. It is a one-time exam that we need to master, and we need to know the basics, then only we can move forward. So of course everybody needs to know the basics, and basics can be used as the tips and tricks to master IELTS. So without further ado, let's get started. The first thing first, you have to understand the test format, because there is going to be different section. It could be an everyday conversation between 2 people, or it could be everyday monologue, or it could be academic conversation which can include 4 people, or it could be academic monologue like lecture, speech or talk. And the question types can be multiple choice, filling the blanks, matching and more. Here is the thing, you hear the audio only once and each section is harder than the previous one. Mark my words, and I repeat that each section is harder than the previous one. So keep yourself focused and your attention on the audio itself. Now the second trick is practice active listening. Listen for specific details like numbers, names, times and location. When you will give attention to these specific details, you're gonna answer very nicely. And there is another thing, improve your comprehension by listening to, podcast, TED Talks or BBC radio. These all things will help you a lot and your listening will be improved day by day. Now trick number 3 is use keywords and predict answer. Now here is the thing that I talked about this thing even in first module, reading module, that before the audio starts, quickly read the questions and underline keywords. I repeat, quickly read the questions and underline the keyword, because this is going to help you a lot. Predict the type of answer. Is it a number, name or place? This sharpens your focus, believe me. You have to make an educated guess. So this is going to help you a lot. Now trick number 4, follow the flow of the conversation. Stay attentive to logic transitions like but, however, then and finally, because these words usually signal the transition. So pay attention to these words and you are gonna nail it. Now trick number 5, master spelling and number. Now practice spelling common names and numbers as they often appear in the form filling task. Example, my name is Ross, R-O-S-S. So you have to pay attention to these, names and numbers. Now be cautious with homophones like to, TWO, TOO and TO. You should know that where to use these two when they are, when you are listening and they are saying to. You should know what kind of to is going to be used here. So you have to familiarize yourself with the homophones and their meanings. Now trick number 6, and this trick is very, very important, and I think this is what most students fall for. So the trick number 6 is watch out for traps. Speakers may correct themselves or give distracting information before the right or correct information. For example, I'll explain you with an example. For example, we plan to meet on Friday, but it's better on Saturday. Now the answer is Saturday. But what most students do is they just focus that, right, they said Friday. So Friday is the answer, they write the answer and they get overexcited that I'm done and they start focusing on the next question. But don't do that. Be attentive throughout the whole conversation. You never know when is the right answer. Pay attention throughout the whole conversation, because this is usually happen. They trick you in that way. they speak the wrong answer or give the wrong information before giving the right information. So be attentive and watch out for traps like these. Now moving to trick number 7, multitask effectively. Now read the next question while still listening to the current answer. I repeat that use this multitasking technique because this is going to help you a lot. This ensures you don't lose track of the audio, and this helps a great deal, guys. Now trick number 8, work on synonyms and paraphrases. This is what I discussed even in first module, reading module. You have to familiarize yourself with the synonyms and paraphrases because IELTS questions are usually in synonyms and paraphrases. They don't use the exact word from the audio or from the passage, whether it's the reading module or the listening module. I'll explain with an example, like the question is going to be, how will she travel? And the answer is going to be, she will take a flight. Now, the synonym for travel is flight. I repeat again, you have to familiarize yourself with the synonyms and paraphrases. Now, trick number 9, use short forms for notes. Like while you're listening and you're writing the answer, write answers quickly during the test and use abbreviations or shorthand. For example, instead of writing approximately 5 kilometers, you should write, there is this sign for approximately 5 kilometers. You should familiarize yourself with things like these. Now trick number 10, don't leave any blanks. Guess. If you are unsure, guess, make a guess. There's no penalty for wrong answer, no negative marking. So if there is any answer that you left, make an educated guess, guys. Now trick number 11, manage your test anxiety. Now stay calm even if you miss an answer. Focus on the next question to avoid losing more points, because if you're gonna stuck with one question and you're gonna miss the other answers, so as soon as you miss a question or answer, just move on to next question. Focus on what the audio is playing and come back later and make an educated guess for the answer that you missed. Now the last and 12th trick is post-test check your work. Now use the 10 minutes provided at the end to transfer your answers from the question paper to your answer sheet. Now check for grammar, spelling mistakes and formatting, because this is going to help you a lot. Check it, review it. 10 minutes is more than enough to transfer your answering and checking your answer for any kind of mistake. This is going to help you a lot in scoring good bands in IELTS listening. So these are the tips and tricks that I used, and basics you can say, basics which you can use as tips and tricks. And this is what I used, and I scored band 8 in listening module by practicing just for a week without taking any IELTS coaching or course. So if I can do it, you can do it too. So stay focused, practice and practice. Like I've said in my last 2 IELTS video also, that all IELTS need is practice, practice and practice. No course, no coaching, just practice with the right strategy, right tips and tricks, and of course mastering the basic, and everything else feels like a breeze, like I mentioned earlier. That's it for today. That's it for today's video. So if you find this video helpful, do like, subscribe and share. Share this video with anyone who is also preparing for IELTS, or share this channel with people who are study abroad aspirant or looking for IELTS lessons, or simply looking for English lessons, because in the coming days I will be shooting some videos for English lessons too. I will keep coming with more informative videos like these, and I will catch you in the next one. Until then, fight good.